Ananse Semsisio, Jemeso say, Susuvara, Ananse Newoho. He has always been filled with ambition and cunning. He one day decided he wanted to become the wisest creature in the world. Do you know why? Because he had heard whispers of a magical pot that contains all the wisdom of life. This pot, it was said, was hidden deep in the sacred forest, guarded by spirits. Anansi, being the trickster that he was, set out to claim the pot for himself. He believed that if he possessed all the wisdom of the world, everyone would bow before him. Onyansafo nimso onimnyansa. Nansonfo ngwagwane. But Anansi cared little for humility. Looking to claim the wisdom pot, Anansi traveled far and wide, crossing rivers and climbing mountains until he reached the sacred forest. The spirits guarding the pot were not easily fooled, but Anansi, with his cleverness, wove a web so intricate that he dazzled the spirits, convincing them to let him pass. Anansi, if you take the pot, remember this. Wisdom is a gift to be shared, not hoarded. Se obi di nyansa batane nkwana kumahua, oye pese minkumnya. The forest spirit said to him, but Anansi ignored their words, clutching the pot tightly as he returned home. When Anansi reached his hut, he marveled at the pot. It was a beautiful vessel carved from dark clay and edged with symbols of knowledge. Inside, he found secrets of the stars, the earth, and the ways of mankind. Anansi began to learn everything, becoming wiser with each passing moment. However, he grew paranoid. What if someone else tried to take the pot away from me? Or what if the spirits came to reclaim it? He decided to hide the pot where no one could reach it. Anansi spotted a tall tree near his home and decided to hide the pot at the very top. He tied the pot to his belly with a rope and began climbing the tree. But the pot was heavy, and every time he reached for another branch, it would swing and hit him, making the climb very difficult. Father, why don't you tie the pot to your back instead? It will be easier to climb that way. Intunkuma, his son, suggested. Anansi paused, realizing the truth in his son's words. Instead of gratitude, he felt a pang of shame. So he said to himself, Minsa kanyanse nyinao. Nanso minyansa sora na mihia mabofra futuo. Determined to hide his embarrassment, Anansi ignored Intinkuma and continued climbing with a pot tied to his belly. But the weight became unbearable. He lost his grip and fell to the ground, the pot shattering into pieces. The shards of the pot scattered across the earth, releasing the wisdom it contained. The wind carried the pieces far and wide, spreading wisdom to every corner of the world. As Anansi sat on the ground nursing his bruises, the spirits of the forest appeared, their voices echoing through the trees. Anansi, you sought to keep wisdom for yourself, but wisdom cannot be hoarded. It seems the pot of wisdom has taught you its greatest lesson. Intinkuma mocked his father. For once, Anansi had no clever words to respond. He realized that true wisdom was not in keeping knowledge to oneself, but in sharing it with others. And so the fragments of the pot remained in the soil, broughting wisdom wherever they end. To this day, the elders tell this story to remind us that Nyansa your mind dear, and your biara dear.